Hello and welcome to Throwback Thursday. Throwback Thursday. Today's recommendation is Andy Richter Controls the Universe. This show is only like 10 years old, so it's not really that far of a throwback, but it's a really good show. I definitely highly recommend it if you like shows like Arrested Development and other quick-witted, clever shows. To really get across how short-lived this TV show is, they only played 14 episodes, and then they had 5 more episodes on the DVDs. And when you compare this to the other shows that I watched that are extremely short-lived, that they actually had a pretty long run. Of course their run wasn't long enough because it's one of the best TV shows ever made, but it was still longer than some of the other shows that I watch. And I noticed that these might be fighting words, but Andy Richter is funnier than Conan O'Brien. Don't get me wrong, I like Conan O'Brien, but Andy Richter is just funnier. A few years ago, Andy Richter also had Andy Barker P.I., which is a good show as well, and it's currently on Hulu. Andy Richter Controls the Universe follows Andy and his 4 closest friends who he works with. It's extremely clever, it's very fast-paced when it comes to the jokes and everything, and it is hilarious. When it comes to the shows that I like, I pretty much chalk up the reason that they get canceled to is because they're too clever. And when I say too clever, I mean too clever for the average TV watching audience. I don't know if people legitimately aren't like smart enough to understand the jokes, or if they're not smart enough to appreciate the jokes, or if they just don't like to think when they watch TV. I'm not sure exactly what the reasoning is. I just know that people can't appreciate clever TV. And it's a shame because those TV shows are the best TV shows, and yet they get canceled after, like this one, 14 episodes. And I also say for these kinds of TV shows that they are ahead of their time. And that's just me being hopeful that the human race gets smarter and not dumber. And I know that sounds elitist, but these jokes are really fast-paced, and they're not just slapstick humor. They're far beyond slapstick. I appreciate all kinds of humor. I just like clever humor the best because it's like an exercise for your brain a little bit, but at the same time it's an exercise, but you're also having fun. Jokes that actually take work are more funny than fart jokes and jokes about sex. I think that shows like Andy Richter Controls the Universe, even though they're extremely short-lived, they are really big players when it comes to comedy overall. How can a show that's only 14 episodes influence comedy's future? Well, naysayer, I say to you, it's all about where our comedy is going, not only about where it is now. If you think about the history of comedy in film, they started off not having the option of using words. It was all slapstick. And then after a few years, they were able to use words and talking and things like that in the films. And I think, I'm not too sure about this is just like a personal theory, because I haven't really looked at old comedy all that much, but it seems like they were pretty clever back at the beginning, and then somewhere, something happened where people wanted stupid stuff. And I don't consider slapstick stupid at the beginning, because that was all that they were able to do. They didn't have the option of using words to make jokes. But with the invention of combining audio and video recordings together, then they were able to have a whole unlimited amount of stuff to do. Because then you can combine word jokes with slapstick jokes. Somewhere along the line, comedy got messed up. Nothing like Andy Richter Controls the Universe has ever been done before it aired, and that's one of the things that make it so great. It wasn't a ripoff of another TV show. It wasn't a ripoff of another idea. It was just genius. And it's weird, but it's awesome. I can certainly see people not appreciating this humor, whether it's because they don't get the jokes or because they think it's stupid. But it's actually a really smart TV show. I know I'm rambling on, but this show is an awesome TV show. Awesome cast, awesome writing, awesome show. Even if you don't like clever shows, I highly recommend this, and at least give it a chance. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it, and check back next week for more Throwback Thursday.